All right, so coming to the stage, we got the former chief of staff for Governor Blunt, father, a husband, and a great kisser, so I'm told. I'd like to welcome Mr. Ed Martin. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. I want to make a confession here today to everybody here. My wife is here, my 3 children. I want to confess something this morning. I did something very bad. I watched CNN. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it was instructive. Because on CNN, when I was watching CNN, one of the leftist propaganda gentlemen who speaks every morning with the White House said that you're unpatriotic if you come to a Tea Party today. Yeah. Because he said you should all just pay your taxes, stop complaining about it, and be patriotic. How about that? Well, here's what I wanted to say to you. I'm a big fan of Sam Adams. I've always loved Sam Adams. He was a revolutionary who started a war because not just of taxes. He invented the Tea Party, that's true. He and a band of brothers and sisters came together to throw tea into the Boston Harbor, that's true. But they came together because far away, a number of people with power were taking their money and their liberty. And guess what's happening today? Far away from here are some people who are taking our liberty and taking our money and taking our freedom and taking away our children's future. So this is about taxes, that's true. But we're patriotic taxpayers. We're patriotic people. I want to tell you a story. I want to just tell one story about how things have gone, how arrogant Washington, D.C. is. There is a company, you've all heard about it, called AIG. Let's not say what it stands for, something like asinine, arrogant, idiots, I don't know. But AIG has received $180 billion of your and my money. Let me say it again. $180 billion of your money, AIG. And guess what? It gets better. Far away from us, these people that are taking away our liberty, they put into the bill that gave them, these people the money, AIG the money, they put in actually a clause in there so that people could get bonuses. So not only is AIG getting money, but they're getting money to give bonuses to people. But it gets even better. Today, just today, we found out that AIG, not only did they get $180 billion of our money, but they spent some of that money on PR so that you and I would feel good about them. Now, they probably spent their money on CNN, but that's another story. But AIG is so arrogant that I was watching TV about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I saw the #1 football, meaning soccer, team in England, Manchester United. And guess what's across their shirt? AIG. And I got myself pretty fired up, and I thought to myself, no more AIG. 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 But I went one step further, and I got myself one of those jerseys. And I want to show it to you. This is what they have. AIG. Not only do they still sponsor this team, they've got a box at the stadium. Their executives can go there, and they're using our tax dollars. So, as a moment, as a gesture of what we think of AIG, and more importantly, let me finish the story about who gave them the money. Barney Frank and his cronies. But it gets even better. Guess who the 2 people are that got the most money from AIG contributions? Christopher Dodd, Senator Dodd, and Barack Obama. So I want you to join me and continue to chant no more AIG, and I'm going to take a can of spray paint and I'm going to spray this jersey, a B for Barack and a C for Christopher Dodd, and I'm going to mail this to the Senate, to Senator Dodd, so he has a souvenir for what he's done.
No more AIG! No more AIG! No more
And just remember, we are patriots here today, and no one, whether on CNN or anywhere else, can tell us that we're not patriotic. Thank you for being here.